Hey friends, let's go ahead and make a quick project today. I am taking one of the Quaker Oats container. I take a wipe and just wipe out the inside really well to make sure there's no food or anything left in there. And then I went ahead and used my Undercover Primer. There's glass, metal, or if you're using anything that's got a slick surface, you can put this on bottom for a base coat. And it really helps your paint adhere to where it's not flaking off. And you can also use it on metal cans. So I'm going to take a little bit of that. I got that on here already, and now I'm going to use the saltwater taffy. That's a white paint by Paint Pixie. Go ahead and put that on there. Now this kind of surface usually does kind of soak up your paint, so just be aware of that it takes a minute to get all this painted. I'm going to go ahead and paint that bottom just a little bit. I'm going to be using some beautiful prints today from Digital Deco Designs in her nursery line. Let me put that right there to dry, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the top. And we're going to leave this open so that it can be used. And when I get through painting this, I'll go ahead and aim you down so that you can see a little better on the other. And we're just going to use, this is a chalk paint. Got that good and coated. Let's now finish up our top. Hope that you will like and subscribe to my channel. Kind of dry. Let's dry this one up a little bit. May have to have another coat. I'm going to go ahead and put a second coat now because it did have a couple of places that was a little light. You can just put it right here on your hand, makes it a little easier for you to be able to paint it. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of some decoupage medium and a sponge, and we're going to figure out where we want our print. And I think I'll put this one right here. And I have this little print here from the nursery line. And this one's the Spring Nursery Dress. Isn't that precious? So I am going to go ahead and just tear mine. And I'm going to tear it out in a circle, so I'm not going to worry about getting my tool out. I'm just going to hold my rice paper that I printed this myself. Just make sure that I'm really careful with it. Just hold on to your paper if you're going to tear it. Okay, I think that will work. That's going to be so cute. All right, save your paper. You can use it for scraps. Let's just put it over here out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to use some decoupage medium. And I just make my own out of glue and water. You can also use some of the other decoupage medium. I just thought I would use this. This works really well on these cardboard containers. Okay. And we're just going to put that here in the middle. Straighten it up a little bit. And I'm going to make sure that way you can so cute. And then I just take a plastic bag. The warmth from your hands and the friction warms your hands up to where it really makes this lay completely down. So a plastic bag works well for your wrinkles and to help your glue move around your surface. How sweet is that? Isn't that sweet? So on the other side, and I go back and seal if I'm using something like this, because you want to have it sealed to where it doesn't mess up your paper. So now I have this sweet little cat in the boot, and it's also part of the nursery set, and we'll do it as well and put it on the other side. I just thought this was cute. This doesn't have to be used for a nursery. This could be used anytime you want to. It's a little cute cat, so you could definitely use this outside of doing something for a nursery or for a child's room. Okay, we're going to put this on the opposite side, so I'm going to put some more glue. I think this is so precious. Okay, let's kind of line up with our other side. Just the best that you can. It's not always perfect, so just do your best. Move it over just a little bit. Kind of just eye it. Look at your sides. And if it's a little off, don't let that bother you. Just keep going. It's pretty close. All right, let's take our... This is quick and easy decoupaging. If you've never decoupaged before, it's easy. You just want to make sure you kind of get your wrinkles out. Some people even iron these. I thought it would just be just as easy just to use your little paper there. So now we have that. So I want to add some... I'm going to go ahead and give that just a quick dry. I don't usually dry, but I want that glue to be dry when we get ready to do our distressing on here. Now, you could put coffee grounds, you could put some wax, you could do anything you want to do, but I decided we're going to do a little bit of our shabby chic look. Okay, so now we're going to take a little bit of our Dreamsicle, which is kind of a peachy color, which matches our little dress. It's more of a peachy than a pink. And we're going to put a little bit of that out on our palette. And then I'm going to take my little tool here. They also have these at Paint Pixie. I'm going to take my little tool. I'm going to get some on the back and I'm going to pat some off. You don't want a ton, just a little bit. And we're going to start with our edge right here. So I think that you can see. We're just going to go around. Now, not all the way around, just a little edge. If you don't have enough, get you a little bit more. And then we're just going to go around here with this color. We're just going to spread it on just like that. Just around our edges. Just like that. We also can do some at the top. Same thing. Just going to put a little bit around our edges, just like that. Just a little bit of the Dreamsicle. What you're wanting to do is just put some little small places there. You're just going to scrape it across, just like that. And then when you run out of paint, load you a little more, get you a little bit off because you don't want it heavy, heavy. And then you're going to do the same thing here. You're just scraping around. This is going to look distressed. This is going to give you your distressed look. If you're wondering what the distressed look is, This is it. I'm going to put a little bit on the edge of our print as well. I'm okay with putting a little bit on the print to kind of make it blend in a little bit. And then when you run out, just keep getting you more. You want to just start out with a little bit so that you don't have a ton on there. You can take a little bit that you took off. You can use some of that as well. So you can put that back on and you can scrape this direction. So you see how it's a little bit is on our print, and that's what I want because I want it to look like it blends in. You don't want it just to stick out. We want it to blend in. So we're just going to put a little bit there on our print as well. It's looking shabby chic. Go back to some little places that you need a little extra. You can always paint over it. It's just paint. You can always paint over if you get too much. So see how good that looks? And now it looks shabby chic. I love that. We'll let that dry. Let's work on our top. I'm going to take a little bit of paint and put in just a couple of places right here on the top. There we go. Now we've got this piece, and I've got this cute little bunny to put on top. I thought that was sweet. And this doesn't have to say it's for a certain time of year. It can be for any time. And I love that the fall leaves have started falling because that matches the color in our dress. But it also could just mean that spring is coming, and these are the leaves to be. I'm going to put the glue inside here. Just like that. Get that done. And then I'm just going to put this in here. I'm going to have to take a little bit off of our edge right in here. I thought that would be a really cute top. And it just fits right in. Just like that. I'm going to take my little bag again. You can tell my bag has been touching some paint, but it's still usable. We're just going to put that right in there. Oh, that is so cute. How sweet. Isn't that sweet? Now you can also paint this side if you want to. We can just put that with some paint. Let's take a little bit of this and let's distress this just a little bit. This matching. And then I'll go back and paint that side just because it might be a gift to somebody. And now this little top, I'm going to put the bunny facing this way. Now this is a great little spot to put their little hair bows, little socks, anything like that. And this can sit out on the counter, and how sweet and how cute is that? Put a little lace here at the top. Let's see how that looks. We could put a little lace. Oh, I think I like that. I think I like the lace. Let's start the lace on the back. We are going to be using some of the tacky glue. I think it's pretty dry where I put the other. It feels like it's pretty dry. So I think we're okay to go ahead and put that on. I'm going to start one side and bring it around. And you don't have to use very much of this at all. And the reason I like the tacky glue is that it doesn't make it stick up like if you used the hot glue, you would have a little place that sticks up. This lays flat, and that's why I like to use it. Here. That's going to be cute. We'll cut that off. I'm going to lap that over just a little bit. And we're going to put a little bit of glue right there to hold that. And that's just going to make it a little bit more decorative. And we're just going to put this one right here. There we go. We'll save that. Might use that a little bit. Look how cute that's looking now. I love that. That is adorable. Adorable. Put a glue up here. And I don't think I'm going to add anything else to it except for a little bit of wax, because I think that's going to look good. And let's just use a little bit of our wax. But what I like to do before I do that is I'm going to take a little bit of my wax, and this is the white wax, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that around with my fingers so that I'm not putting too much wax on around my print or anything like that. Just a little bit of white on the edge. That's going to keep your brown from being so dark. If you just put that on and you don't put the white underneath, sometimes it's overpowering. So this is a way that you can do it without overpowering your project. And I just use my finger. You can use a little brush. Your paintbrush finger works just as well. This is the Bee's Knees by Paint Pixie in the brown. And we're just going to take and just put just a little bit. You see, I'm just putting it just a little bit around parts of my print here. But you see how it's not really dark, and you can use your finger to kind of move it around a little bit. That's going to take some of your edges where they're not looking like edges, and they kind of mix in with your background and keep it from looking like it's just a piece of paper stuck on there. So it kind of gives it a finish. So that is the cute little project I have for you today. I think it would be adorable. You can of course put a bow on there if you like. I just think kind of simple. I will seal it because it will keep it from tearing if we go ahead and seal it. So I will put a seal back on it, and I will use my force fill, which is a water-based seal. I will put that around it, and I think that's all it needs. So there's the front, and here's the kitty on the back and a little bunny on the top, and I just think that is precious. We could add a little tag if we wanted to. So I think that that's just a cute project. It'll open right up for them to store different things in there. So there you go. Recycle project. Didn't take us much time. I invite you to subscribe to my channel and give me a follow on my other platforms as well. Have a wonderful and blessed day.